Timmy was a curious kid, always asking questions, always poking his nose where it didn't belong. But that's what made him, well, Timmy. He couldn't help it. The world was full of mysteries and he was determined to solve them all, even the ones hidden in plain sight. Little did he know his biggest mystery was about to walk right through his classroom door. Miss Lovely, that was her name. Ironic, right? She seemed nice enough, sweet smile, sparkly eyes, but something about her felt off. Maybe it was the way she stared at the kids, like they were projects. Or maybe it was the strange contraption she kept on her desk, all wires and blinking lights. Whatever it was, Timmy couldn't shake the feeling that Miss Lovely wasn't as lovely as she seemed. It started small, a pencil here, an eraser there. At first no one really noticed. After all, who would miss a single pencil or an eraser? These were everyday items that could easily be misplaced or borrowed by a friend. But as the days went by, the frequency of these small disappearances began to increase. It was as if the classroom had developed a black hole, swallowing up the little things that students took for granted. Then, bigger things began to vanish. Billy's lunchbox, Sarah's favorite teddy bear. These were not items that could be easily overlooked. The students started to feel uneasy. The lunchbox was a bright red one with a superhero sticker on it, something Billy cherished. Sarah's teddy bear was her comfort during nap time, a gift from her grandmother. The loss of these items caused a stir among the students. They began to whisper among themselves, trying to make sense of the strange occurrences. Each disappearance was followed by a strange humming sound from Miss Lovely's desk. It was a low, almost imperceptible hum that seemed to resonate through the classroom. The students would look around, trying to locate the source of the sound, but it always seemed to be coming from Miss Lovely's desk. The teacher's desk, usually a place of authority and order, now seemed shrouded in mystery. The humming sound added an eerie atmosphere to the classroom, making the students feel even more uneasy. And each time a student asked about the missing items, Miss Lovely would just smile and say, "It's probably just misplaced, dear." Her smile was warm and reassuring, but it did little to ease the growing anxiety among the students. They couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss. Miss Lovely's calm demeanor only added to the mystery. Why wasn't she more concerned about the missing items? Why did she always have the same response? "Don't you worry your pretty little head," she would add, patting the student on the shoulder. But Timmy was worried. He had always been a curious child with a keen sense of observation. He noticed things that others didn't. And he had noticed the pattern of the disappearances. They always happened when Miss Lovely was at her desk, and the strange humming sound always followed. Timmy couldn't ignore the nagging feeling that something was very wrong. Timmy decided to investigate. He started by keeping a close eye on Miss Lovely's desk. He watched her movements, trying to catch any sign of what might be causing the disappearances. He even stayed behind after class one day, pretending to look for a lost book, just to see if he could find any clues. But Miss Lovely was always careful. She never did anything out of the ordinary when she knew someone was watching. He knew something wasn't right. The disappearances, the humming sound, Miss Lovely's strange behavior, it all pointed to something bigger, something that couldn't be explained away by simple misplacement. Timmy was determined to get to the bottom of it. He started talking to his classmates, gathering information about the missing items and the times they disappeared. He even drew a map of the classroom, marking the spots where the items were last seen. The more he investigated, the more convinced he became that Miss Lovely was hiding something. But what could it be, and why? Timmy knew he had to find out, not just for himself, but for all his friends who had lost their cherished belongings. The mystery of the disappearances had to be solved, and Timmy was the only one who could do it. One day, Timmy stayed late. He pretended to be working on a project, but really, he was watching Miss Lovely. He saw her unlock a door in the back of the classroom, a door no one ever used. A door with a sign that read, "Danger, keep out." Curiosity got the better of Timmy. He had to know what was behind that door. That night, Timmy snuck back into the school. The moon hung high in the sky, casting eerie shadows across the playground. Timmy's heart raced with a mix of fear and excitement. He had always been curious about the mysterious door in Miss Lovely's classroom, and tonight he was determined to uncover its secrets. The school was eerily quiet, the only sound being the soft creak of the floorboards beneath his feet. He tiptoed through the dark hallways, his eyes darting around for any signs of movement. Every creak and groan of the old building made him jump, but he pressed on, driven by his insatiable curiosity. He found his way to Miss Lovely's classroom and stood before the mysterious door. The door seemed to loom larger in the dim light, its surface covered in strange symbols and markings. Timmy had always wondered what lay beyond it. Was it a secret storage room, a hidden laboratory, or something even more fantastical? He reached out a trembling hand and touched the cold metal handle. The door felt almost alive, as if it were guarding its secrets jealously. His heart pounded in his chest. Each beat echoed in his ears like a drum, amplifying his anxiety. He could feel the adrenaline coursing through his veins, making his hands shake. What if he got caught? What if there was something dangerous behind the door? But the thought of turning back now was unbearable. He had come too far to let fear stop him. He took a deep breath and slowly turned the handle. The metal was cold and unyielding at first, but with a little effort it began to move. The sound of the latch clicking open seemed to reverberate through the empty classroom. Timmy held his breath, half expecting an alarm to go off or someone to burst in and catch him, but the silence remained unbroken. The door creaked open, revealing a dark and dusty room. The air was thick with the smell of old books and forgotten memories. Timmy hesitated for a moment, peering into the inky blackness. He could barely make out the shapes of objects scattered around the room. It was as if he had stepped into another world, one that had been hidden away for years. As Timmy's eyes adjusted to the darkness, he gasped. The room was filled with an assortment of items, each one more curious than the last. There were old toys, some of which looked like they hadn't been played with in decades. Clothes were strewn about haphazardly, as if someone had been in a hurry to leave, and lunchboxes, dozens of them, each one with a different name scribbled on it. It was a treasure trove of forgotten belongings. The room was filled with stuff, toys, clothes, lunchboxes. Each item seemed to tell a story, a glimpse into the lives of the children who had once owned them. Timmy couldn't help but wonder why all these things had been left here, hidden away from the world. He picked up a dusty teddy bear, its fur matted and worn. Who had it belonged to? And why had it been abandoned? And in the center of it all, humming away, was Miss Lovely's strange contraption. It was a bizarre machine, unlike anything Timmy had ever seen. It was made up of gears, levers, and tubes, all interconnected in a complex web. The machine emitted a soft, rhythmic hum, as if it were alive. Timmy could feel the vibrations through the floor, a steady pulse that seemed to resonate with his own heartbeat. It was even bigger than Timmy imagined. The contraption towered over him, its intricate mechanisms whirring and clicking in a mesmerizing dance. Timmy couldn't tear his eyes away. What was this machine? What was it for? And why had Miss Lovely kept it hidden away? He knew he had to find out. Taking a deep breath, he stepped closer, ready to uncover the secrets of Miss Lovely's mysterious contraption. Suddenly the lights flickered on. Timmy spun around to see Miss Lovely standing in the doorway, but she didn't look like Miss Lovely anymore. Her eyes glowed an eerie green, and her smile was predatory. "Miss Lovely, you shouldn't be here, Timmy." Her voice was cold and sharp. The next day, Timmy tried to tell everyone what he saw. He told the principal about the missing things, the secret room, the strange machine. But no one believed him. "Principal, Miss Lovely is a wonderful teacher. You must have imagined it all, champ." Defeated, Timmy left the office. He knew he had to do something. He had to prove Miss Lovely was not who she seemed. Timmy returned to the secret room. He examined Miss Lovely's strange machine. He saw buttons, levers, and a large screen that displayed images of the missing items. That's when it hit him. Miss Lovely wasn't making things disappear. She was sending them somewhere else. But where? And why? Timmy pressed a button, hoping to find out where the things were going. The screen flickered, and suddenly, Timmy found himself face to face with an alien. The control panel, which had always seemed like a harmless toy, now buzzed with an energy that Timmy had never felt before. His heart raced as he tried to comprehend what was happening. The alien, with its large, friendly eyes and green skin, seemed just as surprised to see Timmy. It was holding something familiar in its hand. The alien smiled and held up Sarah's missing teddy bear. Timmy's eyes widened in recognition. Sarah, his little sister, had been heartbroken when her favorite teddy bear went missing. They had searched everywhere, but it had simply vanished. And now, here it was, in the hands of an alien. The alien's smile was warm and reassuring, and Timmy felt a strange sense of calm wash over him. He realized that this alien wasn't here to harm him. It turned out Miss Lovely wasn't a psycho after all. Timmy had always thought there was something odd about his teacher, Miss Lovely. She had an uncanny ability to know when someone was in trouble, and her eyes seemed to sparkle with a secret knowledge. But now, it all made sense. Miss Lovely was an alien, and she had been watching over them, ensuring their safety. Timmy felt a mix of relief and excitement. He couldn't wait to tell his friends about this incredible discovery. She was an alien sent to Earth to collect interesting things for the Intergalactic Museum of Human Curiosities. The alien began to explain its mission. It spoke in a melodic, soothing voice that seemed to resonate with Timmy's very soul. The Intergalactic Museum of Human Curiosities was a place where beings from all over the universe could learn about Earth and its inhabitants. The alien showed Timmy a holographic display of the museum, filled with artifacts from different cultures and time periods. Timmy was fascinated. He had always loved history and learning about different cultures, and now he had a chance to contribute to this incredible collection. And Timmy, with his insatiable curiosity, had just earned himself a free trip to space. The alien extended an invitation to Timmy. It wanted him to come along and help with the collection. Timmy's heart soared with excitement. He had always dreamed of going to space, and now that dream was about to come true. The alien assured him that he would be back in time for dinner, and Timmy eagerly agreed. As they prepared for the journey, Timmy couldn't help but think about all the amazing things he would see and learn. This was the adventure of a lifetime, and he was ready for it.